Hi everyone. Uh, First of all, a very good evening to all of you. And let's first confirm whether the audio is fine or not. Yes, very good evening to all of you. Hi Dilip. Hi everyone. First of all, sir, please थोड़ा बात करिए देखिए let's see that आवाज आ रही है कि नहीं. Let's first confirm whether the audio is fine or not. Yes, very good evening to all of you. Dr. Rajat.
Good evening, Dr.Praveen. Can you please check my audio too?
Let's see that आवाज आ रही है.
I can hear your voice properly.
Dr. Rajat. Everything is fine, sir. Chalo, let's start the session. So, very good evening to all of you. We were in a bit of confusion whether the audio is okay or not, but loud and clear. Dr. Gupta says loud and clear. Thank you very much. So, again, let's not start with that questionable question whether the NeeT 2022 will be occurring on 12th of March or not, because this session is not for that, and we have not come in this evening to talk about the day of NeeT 2022. We have come here today to clarify a few recent developments on the NeeT Counseling 2021. At the same time, would like to also talk about the new changes, a bit about Reservation Policy, and again, this session is not about the seat matrix completely, but will guide you to the counseling process in a brief amount of time. So, if everything is fine, let's start. Both sides are clear. For some, there's some echo. हाँ, थोड़ा बहुत echo होगा, but I think we can clearly handle it out. So, sir. Yeah, hi everyone. Rajat will be joining us again back, and the initial confusion has been a lot there about the NeeT 2021 counseling. 3 and 4 months after a lot of struggle by our doctors and all of us, we have finally come to a stage where the counseling can begin. Honorable Supreme Court, as we all know, has cleared a few of the doubts, creating a lot of confusion, but yes, clearing a lot of doubts also as to what we can expect from this years of counseling. We have few questions to be understood. Number one, about the counseling process. Number one. Secondly, I need to also talk about here as to how will the counseling process occur. There are 4 rounds now. What will be the impact on reservation policy will be on the seat matrix. Third, and fourthly, even though we don't want to talk about it, but I know there will be a lot of questions coming up as to, is it actually possible that the NeeT 2021 counseling gets done and then the exam is also done on the 12th of March 2022. The big questions amidst this whole confusion of the Omicron. So let's talk about these in detail, but first of all, let's talk about the big changes for which we have done this entire video. I would request Dr. Rajat again to come back to the frame, if you're available, sir. What the big changes for which we have? Yes, I think the audio is fine from my side. So, guys, I will just share a few things to you.
So I think your voice is slightly delayed at my end, and that's the challenge probably I'm facing.
I can clearly hear you. Yes, sir. Yeah. You please can you please enable my screen sharing? It will be easy for me to also speak forward.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, all the points that you mentioned are the one that are giving anxiety to the students, and now, I mean, there have been a lot of changes in the counseling pattern. So I thought, okay, let us decide and let us talk about it.
Yes, sir. So let's talk about this initially as
Allow me
to
a
the
sec for
recent
that.
developments to start with. Okay. So the recent development for which this has been done, I'll just share a few things before Rajat talks about the entire counseling process. Guys, the information bulletin has been shared, and so has been shared the scheduling of the entire thing, and so has been shared the important differences in this year's of counseling compared to the last years of counseling. So there are a lot of things to be understood here. We'll first talk about the direct difference of the NEET 2020 and the 2021 differences. I think the biggest change, Dr. Rajat, that has come forward is the two round of counseling of All India in the NEET 2020, and this year's we have four round of counseling. That is a one big change that is there. The second biggest change that you can expect now is that no All India seats will be reverted back to the state counseling seats. So that is second big change. I'll talk about this here. The second point as I'm sharing here will not be a big change even though, but yes, it is quite importantly to be understood. Uh, the video is stuck, sir.
Dr. Praveen, the video is stuck. The audio is coming clear, but I think the video is stuck. Can you just check it?
Yeah, okay.
And we cannot see the screen share as well.
I will just need to close this and again restart. I think this
No, this
it
is
should be
fine,
fine
I
now.
think, now.
It should be fine now. Yeah. So we're talking about the biggest changes that has occurred. The first change, as I told about the two and the four round of counseling. The second change being the uh, none of the seats from the All India will go back to the state counseling. The second one. The third biggest change that actually come up is the reservation policy, and this is the biggest change. I want Rajat to talk about this third point because this is a big a big talk about thing, as in the OBC non-creamy layer getting 10% this time. Sorry, the EWS quota getting 10% this time as compared to the previous times. So Rajat, let's talk about the first biggest change that actually come up, and that is the reservation policy. Your words, sir.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen all those things that have happened, and now the one big change that has happened is that in this year counseling, there will be an previously only for the Central Institute there was 27% OBC reservation, but now for the non-creamy layer OBC, 27% reservation will be applicable throughout, and the same is there for the 10% EWS. So obviously this is a big change, and uh, I mean there will be you can expect some shift in the number of number of seats that the counseling that you were getting previously, the a branch at a particular place in comparison to that. Now, why this is important for you is most of the time what students do is they check it with the previous year status that which branch they can get at a particular rank. Now, so you have to fill the situation or fill the seats in a slightly more with a more open mind, and you have to go to a slightly more area in comparison to the previous years that we were doing. So that is a very big change that has happened. I mean, obviously, reservation is one issue that you can speak for against on this. My personal experience over a period of time has been that anybody who's getting a benefit of reservation will always speak for it. and anybody who's not getting the benefit of the reservation is going to speak against it. I mean, that is how the things have happened over a period of time. There are multiple aspects to it. The way that it has been implemented in India is obviously my personal opinion in that this is not the right way that it has been implemented. But yes, one thing I feel that more than the reservation, corruption is something that is much, much bigger a challenge, where the people create the false certificate, where the people create the false, EWS certificate or false quota certificate. So one thing that I request everybody that you should do is, because most of the time we have this attitude कि चलो यार ये कर रहा है ना, हमें फर्क नहीं पड़ता. But what I want everybody is that anybody who comes across any student who is creating a false certificate of EWS or an SC, ST or OBC, please get it and complain against that particular candidate. And I will also request to the authorities, maybe I will request the Honorable Prime Minister also on this, or at least the Health Minister, to say this particular statement that anybody found with the false certificate, even in the middle of the course, his seat will be cancelled without a doubt. I mean, this is something that I am thinking about, the immediate step that we all have to do without thinking much about it. But yes, now specifically for the unreserved number of seats, if you are getting a branch at a rank 500, maybe you will have to think of slightly towards the 700 and 800 branch that you were getting. Over to you, Dr. Praveen.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So let's talk a bit about the counseling process also, and what are the implications to happen. As I told you, the biggest change is the 2 round to 4 round. Then the state seats will not be getting the all India quota seats. That is the one biggest change. The third change is on the reservation policy. So let's talk a bit about the counseling process also, and what are the implications. Yeah, and the fourth one is actually the counseling that has been, the last round of counseling has been added here. That is the mop up round and the stray vacancy round. I hope that you all understand what stray vacancy round. So last year also there was stray vacancy round. Last time it was just an offline process. This would be an online process. The stray vacancy round actually belongs to those seats which has not been utilized by the all India or the state and has been ultimately left open. So every individual state, every individual deemed university, every individual private institute can do the counseling of its own. It is called a stray vacancy round. Now this is to be done by the MCC side as well as the Ministry of Home and Family Welfare, and along with that it can be done by the Central Institutes and the All India states as well as the DNB seats. Now these are the biggest change that actually occurring. Apart from this, the scheduling has also been made clear. Now I will again try to share this whole thing to you. Dekho. So let's try to analyze the time frame that has actually come up here. Yeah, Dr. Rajat, the time frame also is very important here. Let's talk about that too. The time frame to start this year's counseling is 7th of January 2022, and it is from 10th Jan 2022 that the verification will be done by the institutes. The first thing. Now registration and payment starts from 12th of January and it is available up to 17th of January. Choice filling starts from 13th of January and is up to 17th of January. So there's a huge time frame, and anyone who is actually trying to appear for this year's counseling should make up their mind now that what they want to choose and how they want to put up their counseling seats verification and the seat matrix. I'll again try to share this if it is possible for me to share this. It was getting stuck up. I'll try to share this time frame. No, it is again getting stuck up, so I'll not try to share this again. Yeah. So Rajat, please can you please talk about this time frame and whether this time frame is enough, and how should a student actually move forward to look up for the time frame? What is your suggestion here?
Okay. Dr. Praveen, a lot of students, every student is asking.
So please go ahead.
Yeah, I mean the time frame is absolutely fine. The one of the biggest change that we all are seeing, as you are repeatedly saying about that, instead of 2 rounds, now we will be having 4 rounds, and the major about that is a mop-up round that is happening. So the number of days that have been given are are sufficient for filling up the choices and then joining onto the course. Rather, if there would have been 1 or 2 days less in that, probably then that would have been done. But then obviously those students who are coming from the far-fetched areas, like from the south to the north or from the north to the south, then that might be a challenge. So I think the time frame that is given is absolutely fine. Now everybody is talking about one point, and that is that how do you expect a student to attend the counseling also and simultaneously write the exam also? And I mean, I do not have the count. Probably in the last 1 month, I have got more than 3-4 thousand messages about, sir, what do you think about the date of the NEET PG 2022? Do you think that it will happen on 12th of March? I mean, I have deliberately kept myself quiet on this particular issue. I mean, before I talk about this, anybody who can give me a reason why the exam should not happen on 12th of March? I mean, I'll just tell you a small point. And first of all, those people who think that if the exam will happen after 12th of March, they will get more time to study. I just want to give them a small example. And you all know I'm a radiologist, and we have a national conference that happens every year in the month of January. Last year we did not had a conference, and this year the conference was supposed to happen in Bangalore from 20th of January onwards. And I was supposed to deliver an oration into that particular conference. I mean, oration is a lecture that is being given only to 3-4 radiologists into particular conference on the basis of their credentials that has been done. So I was supposed to give an oration. So for oration, you have to prepare the lecture, and it takes a very large amount of time to prepare that lecture. And I was just waiting, यार ये conference अभी lecture नहीं बन रहा है, postpone हो जाए, चलो मैं बनाऊंगा lecture है. And finally 3 days back it was announced that the conference is postponed because of the COVID to the month of March. And do you know what was my first reaction? चलो अच्छी बात है, the conference is postponed now I have more time to prepare my lecture. And now I am not preparing the lecture, and I am telling you, I will start preparing the lecture 5 days, 7 days before the conference. That means January से वो चीज अपने आप shift होके it has gone up to the March. So now the point that I want to raise over here is that anybody who will study is gonna study for the specific amount of time. I mean, whether the exam happens in March or whether the exam happens in April or whether the exam happens in May, mark my words कि जितना आपको पढ़ना है ना, आप उतना ही पढ़ोगे. Okay, so for the time, I mean, I know that it will give you less anxiety, it will give you less apprehension. The moment you think that the exam is coming close, you start getting panic attack, you start getting anxious, and all these things happen. But mark my words on that whatever amount that you need to study, ultimately you're gonna study for the same amount of time. Okay, now that is how the things happen. Okay, now the point that comes about, as of now the government is in a full mood to do the exam on 12th of March. That I can tell you, full mood to do the exam on 12th of March. Yes, there are a lot of questions that are still unanswered. One of the biggest question that is still unanswered is that there are a lot of states where the interns will not be eligible to write the exam, and that is one of the very big question that has reached to the authorities also. It is not like that it has not yet reached to the authorities, and probably that is one of the biggest reason that they are still taking a time to release the exact notification and whatever you say. The second is obviously that there is an overlap with the later rounds of the counseling. That is another challenge that the government is still facing. Ideally, there should not be an overlap. but the overlap has nothing to do as such with the exam. The biggest challenge that the government is facing is that a lot of states, their interns are not eligible to write the exam. I mean, this is the answer that the government has to give and authorities have to give to those states. That is probably one of the biggest challenge that the government is facing. I am expecting a clarity on this in this week. So I think by before 15th of January, we will be having a complete clarity on when the exam is going to happen. And all I can tell you that as soon as there will be a clarity, we are there to tell you about when the exam is going to happen. But my sincere request as well as suggestion to everybody that please don't stop reading. Don't be like me and just pray that the exam postpone ho jaye. Please make sure that you are reading, thinking that the exam is going to happen on 12th of March. That is my honest suggestion to you. Over to you, Dr. Praveen.
Yeah, thank you, sir. One thing to be noticed here is the time frame that they actually have made for the later round of the counseling. So if you look at the time of the clash of the NeeT 2022 to 12th of March and the joining date of NeeT Counseling 21, so they clashes with the mop-up round and the stray vacancy round. So they have understood that someone who is going for the mop-up round or stray vacancy round, they want to take the seat this year and will not be maybe mostly interested in writing the NeeT 2022 exam also. So that is one way of looking at the facts, because ultimately the bodies are same, only they would have thought something, only then they have put some dates. And the second reason of that being the huge pressure that they have now from both the residents doctor side and also as from the medical college side to give them the strength to fight with the COVID and Corona along with the bare essential, because now there are only a second year of PG that is left out. There's no first year. The final year has already passed out. So ultimately the working force has significantly decreased in all the medical colleges. So they also are in a hurry to get the seat filled up very fast for 2021. And because the 2022 seat also will have the same implications, supposedly they keep on delaying the examination process, will have the same problem of not getting the adequate amount of PGs in the medical college. So that is what I feel, that is the reason that they have put this 12th of March again into the result date of the second round of the NeeT counseling. Now, whether this is a foolish thing or not, I don't think we are here to comment on that, because anytime they probably have a bigger planning agency than us sitting us in a YouTube and talking about this. So they would have surely thought about that. Now, please go to the today they have uploaded the time frame, they have uploaded the prospectus of the same, and they have clarified what is the third and the fourth round is all about, what is the difference of the mop-up round, what is the difference of the stray vacancy round, who will be eligible for the IP and the IP college seats, who will be eligible for the state college seats. Everything has been mentioned in every page of the PDF that they have uploaded today. Now, if you have few questions, then I'll actually take it one by one. Let's first take this question. We'll again come back to the result. Sir, if I surrender the seat in AI second quota, can I participate in a state round? Yes, you can. If you surrender it, you can. But if you take it and don't just report after second, first counseling is a free exit. Second counseling or round is not a free exit. Please understand that. That means you have to leave a seat by giving it back to the college. Only then you are eligible for the further round of counseling. So if you take a seat, you don't give it back, you don't report. You are only eligible after the first round, not after the second round. So please understand this difference of the first and second round. Sir, back to you. Yes, Dr. Rajat, back to you.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, what you are saying. Completely agree with you. That is the exactly same way that it happens. The only thing is that I think we yet to have received the round twos of the state, which have not yet come. So most likely it should go in the same way. All India round one, state round one, all India round two, state round two. Yeah. Am I audible, Dr. Praveen? Hmm.
Let's
Okay.
take the.
So let's see the next question. Okay. So I have one question. Suppose I get a seat allotted in one round and then I take free exit. Oh, Shubham has. Okay. Yeah. So we will start Kahoot in a while. Let's finish this topic with this session, and then we will start our live quiz in some time. Okay. So just give me some time for it. As academic year for 2021 batches starting from 20th February, where will be the three? Okay, yeah. So that's very interesting, Dr. House. I just want to inform you that as per the guidelines and the MCI, previously it was an MCI Medical Council of India notification, the PG tenure cannot be reduced. So PG tenure will remain 3 years. So if they are starting the PG in February 2022, they will be finishing in February 2025. It is not like that they will be finishing it in August 2024. So the PG course is gonna be for 3 years only. It cannot be for 2.5 years. The only thing that happens, again, a lot of people say that sir, इनका first year सिर्फ 4 महीने का होगा. My PG's the first year will come early. So please remember, as per the guideline, ऐसा नहीं है कि फर्स्ट ईयर पागलों की तरह काम करे और सेकंड ईयर और थर्ड ईयर आराम से मस्ती करे. That is what we have created. Otherwise, in a residency, first year, second year, and third year are equally divided. I mean, everybody has to work. Now, I'm sure that all of those who are planning to go to the first year are cursing कि यार second year हमसे इतना काम कराते हैं and all. But I'm telling you, the moment you gonna become a second year, you're gonna be the same person. Now, if you want to do this promise to me that if you will become a second year, you will make sure that you will not treat your first year the same way your second year has treated you. But unfortunately, we all follow those trends. We all follow, okay, we have faced these challenges and we're going to do the same thing with our juniors. Somebody has to break this cycle. But anyways, let's not go into all this. I say there are counter arguments that can be done on anything. But the course will be for 3 years only. But yes, you will get a helping hand probably slightly early in comparison to the other people. Over to you, Dr. Praveen.
There are a few questions. I was just saying that how about the DNB counseling? So DNB counseling will be together with the MD MS counseling as well. It's very clearly written also in the MCC website. So the online enrollment process will consist of both the All India quota along with the DNB quota. Now the seats would be very well shown to you in the seat matrix, because the time has been given to every state to give their seat completely in the server. So the time frame given to them also is 7th of January to 10th of January, which is today is the last date. And from 12th of January, you will be shown the how much the seat has been given to every from every hospital to the state or the All India. Now, so understand that the DNB counseling will be together with that. There is no doubt about it. A few questions that I actually asked from the DNB. Sir, tenure, I think tenure has already been talked about. The allopathy degree from BAMS doctor in 3 months or 3 years will be reduced to 2 years. No, it's not like that. Let's not talk about the BA HMS, but obviously speaking, even the MD MS for 3 years, you will feel after the third year that the time frame is not enough, because there are a lot of clinical things to learn in the PG tenure as well. Now, can we take up a seat in state round 2 and participate in All India mop-up round as well? Dekho, as well has a difficult question. So again, the way of the counseling has been shown there.
Dr. Praveen, I have some questions which are pretty interesting questions.
Yeah.
So I'm just taking those. The question is, first of all, that's a very interesting question. Suppose I get a seat allotted in first round and then I take a free exit. Will I be eligible to participate in the mop-up round? So, bache, after first round, you will have round 2, and then after round 2, you will have mop-up round. So, definitely, there is no penalty after taking a free exit in round 1. Definitely, you are allowed to participate in all the further rounds of the counseling, as long as you are following the law. Nothing will happen. And if you don't get any seat, your security deposit will definitely be refunded without a doubt. If you don't get seat in round 2 AIQ, then your security deposit will definitely be refunded. It is not going to forfeit it. Your security deposit and everything is going to be forfeited only after round 2 if you have been allocated a seat and you have not joined it. That's the only time when it has been forfeited.
There is one point also I'd like to add here, that please note that in case that you are satisfied with the seat allotted in round 1 and do not give a willingness for upgradation in round 2 as yes, then you will not be considered for a round 2 counseling. So ensure that if you are going for round 1, you take a seat and not satisfied, tell them that you want to go for upgradation in round 2 as well. Okay. So one more question is there from Anything and Everything. What a funny name. But yes, if I don't register in first round at all, no. If you don't register in first round at all, then I don't think there is any way of coming into round 2 or round 3. In fact, it's the entire thing talks about this again and again. If you have any
I think that's all about this, guys. Just make sure that we have enough time, and at least now. Okay, and please make sure that you have enough time to fill the seats. Please fill the seats properly. I mean, it's extremely important. It's like you are marrying a girl or marrying a boy, and this is gonna stay with you for all practical purpose for your life. I mean, I know that there are apprehension that happen. I am getting a lot of calls nowadays. INI-CT round 2 has just happened. Because I'm about to join the college, but now I'm getting a panic attack. Am I taking a right decision or not? So all these things happen during a marriage also. When I mean, during my marriage, I was also thinking about, am I doing the right step? I'm taking a right step or not? I mean, all these things happen with you. So please take a conscious decision, talk to your parents, identify that what you like, what you do not like, identify the areas, I mean, the cities, look at the language. All these things are important in picking up a particular branch. And I'm sure that finally this fiasco is over, and all of you who have got a desired rank will soon be joining a medical college. I wish you all the best, and do let us know on individual about if we can help you in any form. We will try our level best to help you in the best of our capacity. So that's all from my side. The last statement from you, Dr. Praveen.
No, I think that's a well said statement, sir. About the individual colleges and the topics we'll talk about in a different session altogether. So I would request you all to put those in the individual doubts or in our Telegram group as well. We'll take those doubts in a separate session. The counseling process has just started, and as a seat matrix will be given to you, I will discuss all those individual colleges and the branches that you can get from that, about the different colleges, seats, state-wise preference, and MD over DNB, DNB over MS, MD, all those things can be discussed in a separate topic altogether. Today was just an introduction, as because the new things have come up, and I wish you all the best. Make a good choice, and ensuring that you also start preparing for the NeeT 2022 as well. Don't waste your time over anything else. Don't stop preparing. That is what we can say from our side. So thank you guys. Wishing you all the best. Take care. God bless you all, and let's meet again in a few days. Bye bye.